A stock drops 30%, and a lot of investors immediately start thinking this might actually be a bargain. But sometimes a stock isn't getting cheaper, it's getting weaker. And one of the most expensive mistakes investors make is confusing a falling stock with a discount stock. At VectorVest, we've been evaluating stocks for decades using three lenses: value, safety, and timing, because price alone never tells the full story. So today, I'll show you how to tell the difference between a stock that's temporarily under pressure and one that may actually be breaking underneath the surface and likely to continue moving lower. And by the end of this video, you'll have a simple 3-part recovery test you can use before buying any beaten down stock. Let's get into it. A lot of smart investors fall into the trap because emotionally, a lower price feels safer. You look at a stock that used to be $30 and now it's trading, say, $20. It feels like you're getting a deal, but a lower price is not always proof of a better opportunity. And many investors learn that lesson the hard way. You buy the dip, but the stock keeps dropping. You thought you were buying a bargain, so you buy more, dollar cost averaging. You tell yourself it can't go much lower, and then it does. And now you're stuck, bag holder, hoping it comes back. Maybe you've experienced that for yourself. The problem is price alone is not evidence. The market doesn't discount stocks randomly. Sometimes it's temporarily fear, sometimes it's real deterioration. Your job as an investor is knowing the difference between the two. Principle number one, a clearance rack isn't the same as a good deal. Think about a retail store. Sometimes items are discounted because demand temporarily slowed down. Maybe it's the last season's inventory. Maybe the store simply needs to clear space. But other times, products get marked down because they're damaged, defective, or nobody wants them anymore. Stocks, not much different. They work the same way. Some stocks are temporarily under pressure, even though the business is still healthy. Other stocks are dropping because something underneath the surface is weakening, whether it's earnings, sales, leadership, market demand, or institutional confidence. And if you don't know the difference, you can end up buying something that looks cheap at a discount, but keeps getting weaker. That's why price alone is not evidence. Principle number two, cheap can always get cheaper. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts you need to make. Think about a stock dropping from $30 to $20. Does that automatically make it safer than it was at $30? In fact, sometimes the drop itself is a warning sign. A lot of investors assume, well, it's already fell a lot. How much lower can that stock go? But history shows us that weak stocks can keep falling much longer than people anticipated. Our founder, Dr. Bart DeLito, talked about this years ago when he challenged the idea of buying stocks just because they're falling. Because Dr. DeLito learned this the hard way. Early in his investing life, his broker would call falling stocks great buying opportunities. But as Dr. DeLito later wrote, believe me, you won't get rich by buying great stocks going down in price, because investors often confuse lower price with lower risk. But they are not the same thing. Sometimes a lower price means that the risk is finally being revealed. And this is where emotions become dangerous. People start averaging down. They start hoping instead of analyzing. They stop asking, is this stock recovering? And start asking, how long until I get my money back? That is a completely different mindset. Principle number three, Wait for proof, not hope. This is where disciplined investors separate themselves. They don't try to predict the exact bottom. They wait for evidence because hope, that's not a strategy. At VectorVest, we think about this through three lenses: value, safety, and timing. And together, they form what I'll call today the three-part recovery test. Before buying a beaten down stock, ask yourself, number one, is the stock undervalued? Not just cheaper than before, but genuinely attractive relative to its fundamentals. Number two, is the business still fundamentally healthy? Are earnings stable? Is the company financially sound? Is this temporary weakness or structural deterioration? And finally, number three, is demand starting to return? Because even a great company can keep falling if buyers are still leaving the stock. Remember, price alone is not evidence. You want proof that conditions are actually improving. That's the difference between buying intelligently and simply catching a falling knife. Now, you could manually try to evaluate all of this yourself. Sure, but this is where many investors get overwhelmed because now you're trying to evaluate value, business quality, market behavior, and timing across thousands of stocks. And this is where VectorVest helps simplify the process. Instead of relying on headlines, opinions, or gut feel, VectorVest helps investors evaluate stocks through those same three lenses: value, safety, and timing. So let me show you how a couple quick examples inside the Market Launchpad, the difference between a stock that may simply be under pressure versus one that may actually be deteriorating. For the first example this evening, we're taking a look at ticker symbol MU. Yes, Micron, a crowd favorite. This is price action from the end of January till the end of April. We noticed that Micron was facing some price momentum challenges. Price action actually lower than it was a few months before. Micron was trading just shy of $500 until it hit its low just over $300. But again, price action doesn't tell you everything. First thing we want to ask ourselves, is the stock undervalued? Not just cheaper than before. If we notice the red line above, that is our valuation. Not only has Micron been undervalued, but value continued to climb higher and higher. While the stock was trading just over $300, the Market Launchpad and VectorVest valued this company at $765 back on April 1st. The second question we want to ask, is the business still fundamentally healthy? Are earnings stable? Is the company financially sound? Down below, we do have our forecasted EPS data. This is a leading 12-month forecast. If we notice, earnings per share relatively flat, just above $30. But once we entered March, we see EPS climbing ever so sharply, almost 30% in just a month, from just above $30 to $39.8. And the third question, is demand starting to return? If we zoom out over the last 12 months, this is that same time frame where my mouse is on April 1st, 2026. We see shortly after the dip, the buyers coming back in. In addition to that, RT down below, this is a proprietary VectorVest indicator that looks at the short-term price trend. Once RT went back in favorable territory on April 7th, 2026, momentum to the upside was back in the equation and Micron approached $1,000. Now, notice how price alone didn't tell the whole story of Micron earlier this year. This is exactly why we look at our proprietary indicators such as value, safety, and timing together. For the second example this evening, we'll be covering ticker symbol CRWV, or CoreWeave Incorporated. Another crowd favorite. You can see the stock showing a lot of momentum in May 2025 to the upside, subsequently hitting a high just over $180 come June. Now the stock, it pulled back all the way to $100. So let's ask these questions once again and see if CoreWeave presents the same opportunities as Micron. Number one, is the stock overvalued? The stock was currently trading just over $100 while we valued the company at only $10.14. Thus, CoreWeave at this time, even after the substantial pullback, was still greatly overvalued. And the second question, is the business still fundamentally healthy? Are earnings stable? As we take a look below, earnings did take a dip, started to improve themselves, but if we notice at the data points, and the company is showing negative forecasted earnings. And number three, is demand starting to return? As price action pulled back, we see a little bit of a pivot here, but just hovered right around $100, showing that buyers not necessarily coming in. So we look at it over the last 1 year, and as we look at CoreWeave until now, we notice the stock never really recovered from that $100 level. It did bounce back to $140, but look at the lows. Less than $70 on several occasions here. Price action showing a lot of pressure over the last 1 year. In addition to that, earnings per share still negative and trending lower. So after taking a look at both of these case studies and utilizing the market Launchpad, answering those questions became very easy. So here's the big takeaway. A falling stock is not automatically a bargain, and a lower price is not proof of a better opportunity. The goal is not to blindly buy the dip. The goal is to recognize the difference between temporary weakness and real deterioration. And that's why disciplined investors wait for proof, not the hope. Now, if you want help evaluating a stock you already own or one that you're possibly thinking about, we'll do a free stock analysis report for you for using the same value, safety, and timing framework we talked about today. The link, it's in the description below. And if you want to learn the full system for knowing when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell, check out the Market Launchpad as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.